As experts say, affection is one of the key components in any relationship, and without it, a bond won't last. We're joined by Dr. Eileen Palace, the director of the Center for Sexual Health. And when we talk about affection, it's not just with couples. I mean, it's good to show affection to your children.
Yes, it's very important. We learn it when we're very young. And when I say affection, what I mean is it's liking, caring, it's fondness for another person that you express. And with animals, we absolutely have to have that. It's critical to our survival. We know that from early research. And yes, all people express it in many, many ways to all people that you love and care about.
And when the affection falls off in any relationship, it does put like a chasm between people.
It can, certainly. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things that they found that I thought were really interesting.
Okay.
One of them is researchers, Gottman, who is a very famous marital therapist. They did what they called a 5-to-1 ratio. And this is amazing research. They found that they could take couples and they put them and gave them 15 minutes to solve a serious marital problem they were having. And they could predict with 90% accuracy if the couple would be together 9 years later. And they found
really?
Yeah, the 5-to-1 ratio was 5 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction.
And what's that got to do with affection then?
Well, because one of the things that makes that ratio is the way they expressed affection. Even when they were arguing, if they would try and look for positive interactions, if they would show affection, if they would show touch, if they would do eye contact, if they would look interested, these things they'd count as tally to the 5 positive for the 1 negative. And the people that could do that, even during a disagreement, within 15 minutes, were going to be together 9 years later with 90%.
Because affection can come in many forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical.
No.
You know, you can show affection you can have a friend that you're very affectionate to, but you never.
Right. Yes, and the other thing they found was they called it moving towards versus moving against. And if they found that you moved towards somebody, those couples they did at 6 years, they found they could predict with 50, immediately they could tell that they were going to stay together 6 years later because they would move toward them, which means, you know, if you're talking to me, I've got eye contact, I'm paying attention to you, I'm listening to you, I'm interested, I may be physical contact, but verbal appreciation, looking for positive opportunities. When you do that, it would make the couples survive their relationship. So the moving toward, moving against, again, very quickly they could identify couples who are going to stay together by doing that.
And you know, you've been coming in for years. We've talked about so many things that keep couples together, and I still think communication is probably one of the top things, and that's probably part of affection.
Certainly, yes. That's one of the ways. There's many ways you can show affection. It can be by physical interaction, but it can also be by verbal interaction, certainly.
And you also said there are benefits from affection.
Hugely. I mean, we've talked about some of this with kissing and hugging, but the benefits can be increased social self-esteem. People who have better self-esteem are more likely to show affection. Vice versa, people who receive affection are more likely to have better self-esteem. Also, decrease in depression, decrease in anxiety, decreased stress, increased health benefits, including increases in oxytocin, which remember is going to be your bonding or your love mechanism chemical. So people are more likely to stay together as a couple. With orgasm, you have a release in oxytocin, increased immune function, decreased illnesses or decreased severity of illnesses, has huge emotional and physical benefits.
And if that's fallen off, you can learn to grow some affection.
You can. One of the things that the therapists all recommend is that you start focusing on more positive interactions. So again, that positive-negative interaction balance we talked about, focus more on the positive things happening in your relationship. Like journal if you have to. How many positive things happen? Make opportunities to have more positive things happen. Make an effort to make more positive interactions in your relationship. Show affection to your partner in every way you possibly can, verbally, physically, and you're going to have better health benefits, better emotional benefits, better interactive benefits. You're going to be happier.
I have no affection for time because we're out of it right now. All right, we'll be right back. Stay right there.